Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood to check up on all the latest this week. So how about you and I dive right in. Yes, Universal Studios Hollywood, back at it again this week to see what's going on at the park. A lot continues to happen here. Universal is like a freight train, honestly. They continue to be so aggressive with what they're doing every single year. You know, new attractions, they're getting ready for Halloween Horror Nights. There's always something new happening at the Universal parks, and I think that's so cool. It's very exciting. And today I decided to park at ET. I'm on purple ET today. I missed the ET ride in Florida. I can't wait to go back to Florida to ride ET. I'm gonna marathon it. It's one of Michael and I's favorite attractions at Universal Orlando. And it's just, it's so cute. And I hope they have something like on that scale at Epic Universe, like a really cute dark ride that will stand the test of time, you know? I hope they have something like that at Epic Universe because it just obviously brings variety to the park. But it, you know, it gives it that charm, you know, that ET brings to Universal Orlando. So yeah, I cannot wait to go back to ride that attraction because I love it. And the smell of the queue, you can't beat that either. Getting a nice view into the back lot. Yeah, Universal has a massive property, for those that don't know. Pretty much stretches all the way over to those new sound stages right over there, because then beyond that is Warner Brothers. Some of your favorite movies and TV shows from Warner Brothers are filmed. And then beyond that, Disney is right over there. Disney and ABC. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. We have a tram going through the Jupiter's Claim set from the movie Nope. You could hear the audio from here all the way over here to the parking structure. Like I've said before in the past, that audio system that they have down there at Jupiter's Claim is phenomenal. The surround sound is so good. That really plays a big part in the film as well. I'm not going to spoil anything. I've seen the film. It's okay. I thought it was okay. It wasn't insane, but it also wasn't a bad film either. It sat right in the middle for me. But I will say that the sound design for the set that they used in the film here at Universal Studios Hollywood is really spectacular. So shout out to the sound designers. And from this vantage point, you can see down into the Halloween Horror Nights work for the Terror Tram this year. We don't know what the theme is for Terror Tram this year just yet. That has yet to be announced. But you can see that they are starting to build some of the set pieces that guests will be walking through over by the Psycho House and at the end of the War of the Worlds site. So very exciting. I can't wait for Terror Tram this year. Oh, there goes the Nope set again. I could hear it that the VIP trolley is going through it now. This really is a good view of the back lot and the Universal property. I love this big blue screen back here. They've used this in so many movies, so many big movies too. And what they do is they can put computer generated imagery on that big blue screen in post. So movies like Sully, you know, instead of filming in the Hudson River, they just filmed it right here and projected the city image on that blue screen in post once the movie was done and into the editing process. And then this building right here is actually the Fast and the Furious supercharged attraction. And this is actually a really genius thing as well, because this is like the first scene of the Fast and the Furious attraction. Then this is like the dance party scene. And then this is the building that houses the massive projection surface. And what's neat is that they can stack this with like 3 trams, right? So they have a tram right here with this pre-show. There's a tram in here watching the dance party. And then there's a tram in this section doing the actual projection attraction part of it. So you can really load 3 trams in here, especially on busy days when they're cranking the studio tour trams through the lot. So design-wise, this was really smart. And as a theme park enthusiast, these are like the kind of things that I love talking about so much. It's just how things operate, how things work, and it really is cool that we can see right down into the action here at Universal Studios. But let's take the stairs down to the Curious George lot, because I wanted to check up on the Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses. Made it to the Curious George surface lot. There's a lot of activity, so excuse me if I cut away. I do not want to show any of the employees' faces or anything like that. So if I make a lot of cuts, that's just why. I always want to be respectful to those working on these attractions and of course the company. But yeah, a lot of activity down here at the surface lot for both of these haunted houses, which have been officially announced. Now, we heard about Halloween a few weeks ago. That was officially announced by the company and was coming back for the 2022 season, and that is this attraction right over there. And then this one over here, for a while we didn't know what it was going to be. We had some guesses online, there was a lot of rumors and speculation, but we finally found out what this one was at Midsummer Scream, and I was able to attend Midsummer Scream. I didn't film a vlog or anything like that, but I was able to attend the Horror Nights panel, and John Murdy revealed what this one was, and it's Scarecrow the Reaping, which we've seen over at Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. This version is making its way to Hollywood, and of course ours will be unique to our event, and I am so excited for this one. I love original haunted houses. I love original ideas because the creative team can really just go hog wild with these kind of ideas. So this one was teased, and John Murdy showed a few of the elevations of what this maze is going to look like on the inside, and I gotta say it looks absolutely beautiful. So shout out to the designers, shout out to those that have been working on Scarecrow the Reaping, and of course Halloween. I think this year of HHN is going to be a fantastic year, and if you haven't bought your tickets yet and you're thinking of going, I suggest you do that now, or at least as soon as possible, because I have a very strong feeling that this event will sell out more than it has ever. And it's because of things like Scarecrow the Reaping. I think that level of originality and then the level of detail that we're seeing, like right now at the facade, it looks gorgeous, and they're still not done with it. So that tells me that the rest of the haunted house is gonna look spectacular. You can also see ever so slightly that crews are starting to rig up the side of the parking structure to probably put some marketing up here. They'll probably project some stuff up here like they did last year. And this is also where I'm sure a lot of the lighting will go to kind of light this area down here. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and cut in and out, zoom in and out of things just so I don't show people's faces, because there's a lot of people down here. But yeah, so as you can see, they're putting up the perimeter fence that will surround both of these haunted houses. And also it serves as a sound barrier because, yeah, these things do get very loud, and Universal tries their best to mitigate that sound bleeding into other areas of the park and of course the neighborhoods that surround the property. Yeah, very exciting things continue to happen, and we're just a few weeks away from the grand opening of Halloween Horror Nights 2022. My favorite time of year, Halloween. And yeah, like I was just saying, I think this is going to be a stellar year to come to the event. Made it up to the second level. I'm going to check up on twosomes from this level to get a nice little bird's eye view down into the project. Now, as far as haunted house announcements that we know of as of right now, we have Scarecrow the Reaping, we have the original Halloween, we have the Blumhouse of Horrors featuring Freaky and the Black Phone movie. We also know of the classic Universal Monsters haunted house, Legends Collide, and then we also know of the Weekend haunted house. So that's 5 attractions right there, and there's going to be more being announced here because we can actively see more haunted houses being built in the park. So more to come, and I'm very excited for all of those announcements. And of course, we don't know anything about any scare zones just yet or the theme of the Terror Tram. Here at Twosome's Chocolate Emporium, not too much work happening on the outside. It's probably all happening on the inside of the restaurant. Lots of scaffolding around the giant smokestacks that will eventually look like smokestacks. And then I can kind of see ever so slightly through the scrim and the scaffolding that they're working on some of the trim at the top of this building. So yeah, that pretty much confirms that they are starting to work on the facade of this restaurant, which I'm sure will look beautiful, just like the one in Orlando does. Now, for those wondering, we still do not know the opening date for Twosome's. I'm assuming it's going to be sometime late this year or early 2023 at this current rate, but you never know. Maybe they'll give us a surprise and announce an opening date before the holiday season. I don't doubt Universal's ability to open things very quickly and ahead of schedule, so who knows with Twosome's, we could be seeing an opening here very soon. Still working on this store here at Citywalk, right next to Mini Monster. Making my way down the red carpet and to that famous archway let's head inside the park. You know, just real quick, I'm gonna jump into the Universal Studios store because I wanted to see if they have any new Nintendo merchandise, because I know they come in with a bunch of stuff all the time and you never know what you might find. So let's just take a look real quick. Oh, look at this. They have a nice little lanyard. It has Super Nintendo World on one side and Luigi on the other. Yeah, I don't see anything different this trip, but I wouldn't be surprised if they add something new here in the next few weeks. Alrighty, let's continue our journey through the park. Not that many people up here, which is nice. That tells me the rest of the park might not be that bad. Made it over here to this unannounced haunted house over by Mel's Diner in the Parisian Courtyard. Now, there's no work happening on the facade, but if you pan this way, you see that the show lighting is starting to be installed for the facade. Now, this will all light up at night and make this look even scarier. There's some on this side as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they put some speakers back here, or if they've already installed the speakers on the other end of this fence. Made it over to the lookout to check up on Super Nintendo World, and again, more work happening this week. A lot of scaffolding is coming down in areas that they had it up, like Bowser's Castle. A lot of that's coming down now, and Peach's Castle as well. You can ever so slightly see faint details of like brick and rock on Peach's Castle. It hasn't been painted just yet, so that'll be at a later date. But yeah, really exciting things always continue to happen at Super Nintendo World. And you can tell some of the characters have been changing positions, so that tells me that they might be doing some testing at night for a lot of the animation, which is very exciting. Yeah, this is so cool to watch. I'm so glad that we've been documenting Super Nintendo World from start to eventually finish. It's so cool because just not that long ago, this was just a pile of dirt, and now look at it. It's a whole new addition to the lower lot. You see all these people right here? They are smart because they have the right idea. Let's go play in the water for a little bit. It is so hot today, and you know, that sounds kind of nice right now. Remember that time when Michael and I came to the park and we just did a video about getting soaked? We might have to do that one more time before the Halloween season kicks in, because this is a great way to cool off. I'm glad whoever's painting here on French Street is creating something beautiful. I can't wait to see the finished product. Made it down to the lower lot. Yeah, Mummy has a very healthy line today. Seems like I have found the crowd. They're down in the lower lot. Made it down to Transformers to get another look at the Nintendo entrance portal. You see there's still a lot of crews painting some of the facade, and they've also added some scaffolding on this side, so I'm wondering if they're going to continue the mountain range design all the way down just a little bit, because like I've said in previous Universal Studios videos, I wish they would have continued this design just to hide the show building just a little bit more. And also the gift shop that's down here is still closed. I have a feeling they're gonna turn it into a Super Nintendo location, just because on the other side, closest to Panda Express, they're painting, or they've painted the door green, that Nintendo green. So yeah, that kind of gives a hint as to what they might be doing here. But I mean, hey, we could be wrong, could be something totally different. Made it over here to Jurassic World just to kind of stand in the shade for a little bit. This bridge is shading me because the sun is so brutal right now. Working my way into Hogsmeade. They're not using the extended queue today. So yeah, the park is busy, but it's not like as busy as it was the past few weeks. Crowds are slowly starting to die down. And that's because a lot of people are starting to go back to school. They're getting ready to go back to school. A lot of people have work during the week and their vacation time is over. So yeah, if you are coming to the park here in the next month or so before Halloween Horror Nights kicks in, that actually might be a really good time to be here, because the crowds won't be as intense as they are, you know, here in the mid-summer to late summer. But really briefly, I wanted to talk about what else I saw down in the lower lot. Obviously, they're still working on the HHN haunted houses down there, the unannounced one that's right behind Transformers, and then obviously the Universal Classic Monsters Legends Collide haunted house. Again, lots of crews all over the place, and they're probably working on a lot of the audio and the lighting design. I think the one behind Transformers, that one's still probably going through some major scenic development, because that one is probably like one of the last ones to be built. So they're still probably working really heavily on that one. And yeah, that one is yet to be announced. I'm sure we'll hear an announcement here very, very soon, because yeah, the clock is ticking. The event is just around the corner. And then with Legends Collide, I mean, I just keep marveling at the facade of that particular haunted house. That facade and the Scarecrow's facade are probably some of my favorite that we can see in the park. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And then when it comes to Nintendo, once again, a lot of work continuing to happen on that land. It looks like the crews are starting to slowly head home. They were probably here very early in the morning, and there's probably gonna be like a night crew that comes in too. Because like I was saying earlier, you can tell some of the figures have been moving. So I would assume that testing is going on after park close. So that's very exciting stuff, and that means that hopefully here in the next, like I would say, few weeks, we're gonna start seeing those elements move all the time, because they have to stress test them. They have to make sure everything is ready to go for the opening, which, by the way, Super Nintendo World opens up early 2023. I'm wondering how everything's gonna work when the land opens. I wonder if they're gonna do like a reservation thing like we've seen at Disney when they opened up Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, or if they will do some sort of like timed entry. I don't know. Go ahead and comment down below. What do you think they're gonna do for Super Nintendo World when it opens? Because I think the demand for Super Nintendo World is through the roof. It's just as much as Harry Potter, if not arguably more, and I think it's just as much as Star Wars as well. I mean, it's incredibly popular. You hear people walking around the park talking about it. So yeah, I would think they would do like a reservation or a timed experience, because I mean, the land's not gonna hold everyone in the park. It's not like this massive thing. It's very intimate. So I would assume it's not gonna hold more than 10,000 people. I mean, it's probably gonna hold less than 10,000 people, honestly. And then the really exciting thing, after Nintendo's done, then what? What's the next project gonna be? It's endless. Like I said at the very beginning of the video, Universal is a freight train, and they continue to barrel down the tracks in the theme park industry. I mean, they don't stop. They just keep going, adding new things every single year, whether it be a show, a ride, or a very small experience. It's something new, and to me, that is just, it's exactly what you would expect. It's really fun. This is such a great little cut through into Hogsmeade from the studio tour. If you don't want to walk all the way around, definitely go through the backside here, and then you could work your way out of the land, you know, seeing the facades and all the shops and stuff. And just a little bit of Wizarding World news. In Orlando, you can now get a butterbeer without that topping, that cream topping. So yeah, the drink can be totally dairy-free now. The only drink, the only butterbeer drink that contains dairy is the hot butterbeer. So just keep that in mind. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is I believe the same is for Universal Studios Hollywood. So you can order the butterbeer without that topping. Well, that is going to do it for today's video from Universal Studios Hollywood. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal or a bunch of other theme park content, consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week. If you want even more theme park goodies, you can head over to my Instagram account, where I post updates there all the time that I don't normally post here on the channel. And also a huge shout out to everyone that continues to support Theme Park Obsession and everything that I do. But until the next visit, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.